Welcome back to Ultimate Doom Builder. It's been a little while, and I'm just going to be totally transparent with you and say I'm really cranky right now because I wanted to do some recording, and well, Windows 11 being Windows 11 just kind of Windows 11'd all of this into nonsense, and now I'm, an hour later actually starting recording again. I actually got past a whole bunch of issues. Thought I was good. I get 5 minutes into a recording, and then Windows 11 decides, no, I don't care that you're in the middle of recording with OBS. I'm just going to reboot and do more Windows updates, and it's going to corrupt your OBS install and corrupt your Doom WAD. And so, yeah, I'm going to try this again, and hopefully I don't get Windows 11'd. Yeah, that's a verb now. Anyway, operating system soapbox aside, let's dig in. I think by current count, this will be episode 20. Hopefully you've been watching along. I appreciate all the comments and questions you guys have asked. I know I have not watched my channel very closely as far as responding to comments and all that. And I'll just be straightforward with you. This is a very low priority project for me. It's a lot of fun, but it's not even scheduled. More like, hey, I've got a few minutes. I'm bored. I'm going to record a UDB episode and hopefully not have the first 2 hours be screwed up by Windows 11 updates. I was thinking about where to continue on this series. We obviously have this outdoor area. I think this is pretty much complete, regarding disregarding monster placement, view items, that kind of stuff. This area gives you the yellow key. We don't have a yellow key door yet, but that's the goal of out here, is getting the yellow key. This central area needs at least 2 more corridors, and I kind of want to do we'll call it like a styling tutorial maybe. A lot of what we've done so far has been very Doom Episode 1, knee deep in the dead style tech base. And so what I think would be cool would be to use the 2 areas coming off this hub. Maybe we'll have one go up to the north, one go up to the west, something like that, and explore some Episode 2 and Episode 3 visual cues in those areas. So Episode 2 is going to be very corrupted tech base type of thing, very decayed, like things are just, you can tell hell's breaking through, but you still see this tech base origin to everything. And then Episode 3, for the third area, can be very, very hell-inspired. A lot of blood, lava, gore, that kind of stuff. Very, very little human architecture left. On to more practical aspects. Obviously, we have a yellow key, which means we need to create a yellow key door. What I'm thinking for that, just draw something here on the north end of this, and this will be our yellow key door area. And I said I want to do like a corrupted tech base, so maybe we'll make this be like some kind of ascending staircase and have it become more and more corrupted with each step. So let me get this a little better grid aligned. I think get all this snapped to the 64 by 64 grid. Let's make some steps here. Let's do something like this. I suppose while I'm drawing steps, in the interest of driving community engagement and all that YouTube algorithm nonsense, what do you guys think of Windows 11? Leave a comment. How much has it screwed your life up? How much is it forcing you to actually like and enjoy using Linux? I have very strong opinions on all of that anymore. I used to not care, but at this point, if I could just reboot into Linux and never touch Windows again, I would be the happiest man alive. And I say that as someone who used to be an extreme Microsoft fanboy. Like and agree, or tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. Maybe that'll tickle the YouTube algorithm just right, and suddenly I'll have 10 million views. We'll see. Anyway, drew up some stairs. Let's put a step texture on the front. Use the standard step 1. I think we need some divider textures, so like I've been using support 3. Let me grab these corners. Some 16 wide lines. I can get this without doing too much weird stuff. Hopefully the audio is okay. One of the issues where I got Windows 11 here kind of screwed up drivers and settings on my audio interface. I'm hearing a lot of distortion in the preview in my ears because I've got my microphone actually piped into my headphones so I can hear myself talk. Otherwise I tend to shout. This allows me to actually keep a low conversational volume, but everything I'm hearing is very buzzy and distorted. And I did a couple quick recording tests and it seemed like These shouldn't be 16, these should be 24 wide. I am out of practice. Anyway, I did a couple test recordings, and it seemed like there was no distortion in the outputs, or there was very low. I don't know where that's coming from. Again, I'm just going to blame Windows 11 and updates and device drivers, and seriously, it's like I boot into Windows maybe once a month, and every time I do, I regret it, because all this kind of nonsense happens. I spend more time trying to clean up the mess that Microsoft has made than just using my computer for everyday computer things. Alright, that looks a lot better with the 24 wide divider. I want to make this start to look a little more corrupted, so I'm gonna zip over here, look at what we did in this ascending staircase. Kind of want to copy this tech wall surrounded by lights with the grate in front thing, but make it a little more corrupted somehow. I think what I'm gonna do, draw a line here and here, and kind of lower this a bit. Do something like this, just to visually break things up. And we'll use Tech Green 5. This matches what we've been doing, but it's got this light bar at the top. So I'll lower the texture down, get that here, line it up a little. You look at little details like this, where the texture doesn't align and it's cut off. Pretty minor detail, but you can do better. Spend a couple minutes, do it right. So I'm gonna make a little, instead of this just coming to a point like it was, I'm gonna make a little 32 flat thing here. And now see how the actually that was all I needed to do. Okay. Cool, I accidentally fixed it. My plan was gonna be a lot more in-depth than that. Anyway, let's mirror this on the other side. Go ahead and bring this texture down, get lights in. One doesn't line up, so let's see if this accidentally fixes this as well. And this does not. Okay. Yeah, they're slightly different lengths. So what I was going to do on the other side, I'm going to drag this over to the right so that it lines up there on the far right. Okay, this almost works. I'm totally playing this by ear right now. I'm going to put a vertex in the middle. Take this right segment, pan it left. Now it works. For the rest of this area, I want to switch away from Tech Green, I think. Yeah, use some kind of metal over here. Yeah, I'm just going to copy this metal and paste that over here. Do something like this. Make the area a little dark. Now we're going to want a floor texture change for these steps. I'm going to make it a little more visually interesting. Grab all these, and that was a wrong button. Okay, that was not a Windows 11 problem, but I'm just going to go ahead and blame Windows 11 because I'm on a roll. Now, let's see. Let's look for something kind of episode 2 style. Let's do a red carpet floor. I don't know if that's carpet or not, but it always looks like carpet to me. And now I'm going to pop back over here, take a look at these side details. Try to recreate something like these. So it's a good idea to revisit visual themes in different areas of the level just because it kind of gives it its own personality. 24 by 128. This 24 by 8. Another one here. And to mirror this on the other side. And I did see there was like a little... Why did that disappear? Windows 11, that's just going to be my stock answer for anything that goes wrong now. I did see these edges had 2 textures on the other side. I had like a door track divider and then the actual light texture, so that's why I'm doing a line length of 8 and then a 16 next to it. Grab these lines here and make all these door stop. It's been a couple months since I've done any Doom editing. A lot of this stuff that's normally instantaneous recall for me is I'm a little slow on. Set that to light 5, zero out the texture offset, and see how it looks. So we got a start going here. Brightness 256 with special 3. Brightness to 256. Set the special to 3. Okay, so now we need mid space for a mid texture. The front mid texture to mid space. And this also needs to be impassable. I think we need a ceiling change on this little upper wall thing. Anything green that kind of matches? Well, I don't know about that. Gotta be a metal texture. Let's just do Lime 14. No, I don't like that. This is the kind of stuff where using extra texture packs is super useful, but I'm trying to make all this stock and not touch some of that. I guess I could do marble. That's what John Romero did in E1M1. You probably never looked up and noticed, but that start area in Hangar, where it's got green walls, it actually has a marble ceiling. And it totally doesn't match if you stop to think about it, but if you don't pay attention, that gives you the green color you need. I want to do a little extra lighting in here, so I think I'm going to drop a couple, like not recessed. What's the opposite of recessed? Hanging? We'll have a couple hanging light bars in here. Let me do this. We're going to follow the 64 by 64 grid, except I totally misclicked, and that would have been a lot to fix. Redraw that. What? Okay, horrible things have happened. Really bad things have happened. Gonna undo that. Thankfully the undo cue works. I think it wasn't happy about trying to auto divide these lines, so I'm gonna actually click on each one this time. That's even worse. Yeah, I don't even work on this side. Okay, that side works. Left side of the room is really, really cursed, and the right side of the room is not. I don't know what to make of this. Oh, cool. Yay. Crash. Exciting episode, isn't it? Looks like your previous editing session has gone terribly wrong. You don't say. Sure. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. Oh. This is bad. Yeah, this is bad. In the interest of exploring the badness, I'm gonna launch Doom and see what happens. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Let's clip over it. Yeah. Bad things are happening. Very bad things are happening. What do you think? Is this a Windows 11 issue? Alright, I think I'm back with a non-corrupt file. I mean, everything kind of looks right now. I don't know. I just don't even know. Let's see if I can draw this sector without the universe exploding. Nope. If I draw that light, it blows everything up. I have kind of recovered again. I ended up deleting all these steps. Nothing about drawing the light with the steps already there makes UDB really sad. Already got the one light sector. Let's draw the other one. Okay, that did not blow the universe up. These... I'm gonna pick a light texture. Flat 22, I believe. Dip over here. Well, no, I was using these red dots. We'll just keep using red dot. Well, let's use flat 20. Drag this down, grab these uppers, and one of the Sean textures under the silver category. I don't like Sean 3 for stuff like this. Got like the UAC logo on it. Kind of neat, and it height is. Now I'm going to attempt to draw stairs. So let's see if this works. That one worked. Oops, that's wrong. So far, so good. So what? Okay, we have our stairs. I am not going to pretend I understand any of that. And we're just gonna move on with life. Paste. Realign fail. Okay, so I gotta manually line those up, but thankfully they're not. They're left to right aligned. It was just the vertical that got really goofy when I auto-aligned. Okay, I want to do something on these side tech panels to make them look kind of corrupted. Doom 1 has some pretty nice textures that are like a combination of tech and flesh that I would use in this situation, but it's not available in Doom 2. Go ahead and use this across the board. And then up here at the top, we need a yellow key door. To inset this a little bit. I'm gonna make this wall texture not repeat vertically. So gonna be one of the light metal textures. 7. Alright, so what I did here is it looks like I angled the key indicator. And then I've got a 16 wide divider with a light. So we're gonna do that same exact thing up here. Angle here, this should be the light texture. Yep, that works. This sector will be the door. We'll have another light. Another angled sector here. Finally, our space on the other side. I'm just going to draw a placeholder box. We can revisit, visit this in a future. Now we'll do a little styling. So this is going to be door track, middle. Door track. Ceiling will be a flat 20. These are going to be light 5. Then these angled surfaces here be our yellow key indicator. Under door category, door yellow. Alright. Down. Just copy paste this real quick, grab our door. Select both sides and turn this into an actual door. Action, we're going to go to door. Let's filter this to DR, door, open, wait. Alright. Action 27, door, yellow, open, closed. And I'm going to grab these sectors, lower them down so that our door texture is not repeating. Thing here would be a convenient spot to put port 3, I think. That make them 24 wide. Texture repeats correctly. And grab this, that here. And this doesn't line up, so little trick I can do here, put a vertex in the middle. Lines up on the right, I'm just going to line this up on the left. And we kind of get this little mini light. I'm going to do some lighting effects on this door. I'm going to grab these two sectors, make brightness 6, and we're going to make it flicker. Let's do light blinks randomly. And the center texture, crank the brightness up just a touch. See how this looks. And let's see what this area looks like in the engine. Not bad. Got our blinking lights on these sides, and our door should be kind of randomly blinking. Yeah, nice. So this is what I like to do to follow like episode 2 aesthetics and try to do like a corrupted tech-based thing is, kind of follow my standard episode 1 themes, but do more stuff with red, do more flickering lights, and it gives it a sense of being run down and broken. And actually, I might do something with these overhead lights too. Let's make those look a little more broken. Shift click to grab all these sectors. I'm going to come up here and make sure to unselect these because I don't want to edit them. And I'm going to make all these brightness 112. Just kind of dim the area a bit, make it a little darker, make it look run down. I might change the sector as well. Yeah, that should be 128, 128. Gives it a moody feel. Okay, so I like this. This is the kind of creepy, moody aesthetic I go to when I want episode 2 style visuals. So dark, blinking, broken lights, red colors, start bringing in a little bit of like bloody textures where you would normally do techie stuff. So normally this would be a tech wall or computer panels. Well, hell's breaking through and corrupting stuff, so now it's like hanging bodies, guts and stuff. Fun, nasty stuff like that. And I think while we're at it, let's do something like this as well on the left for the third key. And this is going to be like episode 3 hell inspired stuff. So I'm going to kind of make this narrow and creepy. Bring this over here, do like an L-shaped thing. 192 wide. Get our 24 long dividers in place. Maybe. Windows 11 is making it so I can't use a 24. That's obviously the most, promising explanation here. Do our standard port 3. Got the texture offset. And go ahead and make this another like hanging wall segment thing. Copy these over. That almost lines up by accident. You just pull that over a couple pixels and make that work. This one looks close enough. Dim this down to 128. So let's make this descend. Let's do more stairs. This time it's going down. These are going to be like these flesh steps. For the flesh category, use Siffler 6.1. That's what that is now. It's Siffler. Front edge, we've got this SK snake that matches it, but I want it to be a different color so you can see the edge of the steps. If I do this, it just all blends together. I just had a thought. Yeah, let's do this. Grab this wood met 4. And then we're going to move this until it looks like we have blood dripping down on metal edges. Okay, I like that. That's, well, actually I don't like it, but that's the aesthetic I was looking for. I'm going to turn this into blood. Let's look at liquids, blood 1. So it's, episode 3 hell themes. Now we're like descending into hell or something. I think we're going to need a wall texture change. Grab all these. We can keep it the fleshy theme and just, I don't know, into. See how this looks. Too much, maybe? Let's do, try skin met 2. Problem is the way that repeats. I don't necessarily like that. Suppose I can take this bottom sector and bring that down until the texture doesn't repeat, and then if I put my standard divider textures here, might work. And I think this area could use a lot more. Obviously the big deal here is going to be a blue key door. And let's change it up a little bit. I mean, instinct says put the blue key here at the north of this hallway, but if we don't do that, we put it here on the right side. Let's make like a platform coming out of the blood. Kind of make it weird and organic. Something like this. Preemptively divider texture up here. Do some creepy blood steps thing. They're gonna be stairs. And one of the things I like to do, it's kind of like my internal headcanon for the health themed stuff. It'd be a lot more organic and chaotic than standard tech-based stuff, so you want to try to avoid some of the straight lines and 90-degree angles. Up into a staircase, select all these edges, go to liquids and use Bfall 1. So yeah, as the great Bob Ross used to say, this is we got a happy little blood staircase here, just a happy little blood flow. Raise the ceiling here. I'm gonna make this feel like a separate area, something like this. Then I think this can be like a lighted turret thing. Don't know how to explain that, but hopefully it'll make sense here in a second. Let's do this. We're going to turn this into a flesh platform. So my voice is super buzzy and distorted in my ears. I really hope it's not recording that way. I'm almost whispering, and it's doing that. Make 2. Didn't work. Go. And I'm gonna put a torch up here. This is a blue key area. We could maybe do like a blue fire stick. Nah, that's really hard to see. I'll just do a classic red fire stick. I'm gonna make some room here to like put monsters up here too, because this would be a good spot to put some bad guys later on. Let's bring the brightnesses up, and we'll do light flickers randomly. If you're doing GZ Doom mapping, there's a nice fire flicker effect, and I use that like crazy on my GZ Doom maps, but not available in these more stock, vanilla formats. Now let's make this top step not blood. So let's reuse this. And we'll use a 128 by 128. Center this up a little better. Actually, let's not center it. Like I said, it needs to be chaotic. I'm going to continue this angled thing. One way to think about it is this is like a heavily corrupted tech base, so you're still going to see a little bit of human architecture in it, but it should mostly be replaced by hell aesthetics. Upper track, lower unpegged. The blue key indicator for two blue skulls. See if that works. Closer to 16, there's 14, there's 16. There we go. Got the textures. And I wonder, is there a red light in Doom 2? I don't think so. No red light. We'll just use light 5. Ceiling is going to be a wood texture. Down. Alright, I'm going to grab both sides of this door. One of the wooden hell door textures. Let's use big door 6. And then we'll set a door action for blue key. DR, this is action 26, DR door blue. And lights down so the door texture does not repeat. Do this, bring this down. And we'll just reuse all this. Quick auto align. These brighter. Not too bright. And we'll go ahead and make these flicker again. Brightness up a little. Let's do this on 160. Down. That at 128. Make this really dark and moody. 112. Oh, yeah, 112. Yeah, you got this dark, moody, descending into hell feeling going on here. I like it. You can see the three themes we've got going on. Oh man, I really hope this audio turns out. This is so distorted in my ears. We got our, episode 1 tech-based stuff going on. This area is kind of be like corrupted tech-base episode 2 style. And then our third area over here is going to be, inferno, hell, lots of blood and flesh, and marble, and all that fun stuff. Anyway, I think that's going to end it for this episode. I got sidetracked on a lot of technical issues, so I'll get this edited and let my brain recover, and where we go in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.